What does Conor McGregor do that these people don't do?
Their careers are very different. So first of all, he absolutely needs to have a home in Ireland. That's his main home. And second of all, like if he didn't have a home in Ireland, he'll be the biggest hypocrite of all time. So that Ireland home is an absolute must. I can't imagine real estate in Ireland being that expensive. So, real estate in Ireland is generally cheaper. There's a reason why he has more bang in the buck there, because it's in Ireland. Ireland isn't like a New York or LA real estate, obviously. Number two, his Spain home is probably just like a place to be near, like people like Cristiano Ronaldo.
It's a vacation home.
It's a vacation home, but it's also a networking home.
Yeah.
And then his Vegas home is a requirement because his main career focal point is Vegas. That's like the fighting capital of the world. He needs to be in Vegas. It's extremely strategic. So he has a vacation home, which is in Spain, but the vacation home is still in networking. The Ireland home, he absolutely needs to have an Ireland home. And the Vegas home is where his career is. So like the Vegas home makes a lot of sense. And also Vegas real estate is relatively cheap. Here's the thing, people outside of Vegas or outside of America, you might think like Vegas is this like dense city. It's not. Vegas is like 95% empty. Or
Desert.
Like
desert.
Nevada and Vegas, they're very empty places. People might think real estate in Vegas is really expensive. I would guess that the real estate in the Vegas Strip is relatively expensive, but in Vegas, in Nevada, it's not expensive to live there. Like the real estate is relatively cheap compared to other popular cities like LA and New York. It makes a lot of sense. It's not that expensive. Like Vegas isn't the type of, it's not that dense. So like obviously supply and demand.
A good example of somebody who really opened my eyes. So like my family is in Arizona, right? They got a house that's 50% larger than what they had here in New York for 1/3 the price. Another like influencer that opened my eyes, right, on top of just knowing in general, right, was Graham Stefan. Graham Stefan has a huge mansion that he spent literally $1 million on.
It's a big mansion, not a huge.
It's roughly 4,000 to 5,000 square feet. Mm-hmm. So huge by New York suburb standards. And it's $1 million. $1 million gets you maybe 3,000 square feet where we live. And the house is gorgeous. It's just another world. If you could work from home and be an influencer or create content, you're moving to Arizona or Vegas, because the cost of living versus how much money that you make. Because if you make money in New York as an influencer versus you make money in Vegas as an influencer, it's the same amount of money. Mm-hmm. It's not like a construction job where I'm going to get paid 40% more. You go there and the cost of living is 0.8 the national average, and the housing market is 0.5 the national average. You're a king.